Hey, Shalom, Kohala, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rachachodash, double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone, Shalom to you brothers and highways and byways doing the work sincerely and faithfully and continually fighting that good fight of faith. Lord willing, we are found in that number. Alright, so once again, just another current event clip, coming at you. And as you see on the screen, it says, new wine in the Babylonian vine. Alright, because right now, with the fear tactics that's being put out there, all right, you're gonna have a lot of people drinking of that Babylonian wine, man, that Babylonian juice, if you will, being sucked right in, and the key thing that they're using is this pandemic, all right, to get you to get the people, drunk and saturated with this philosophy of you need to take the jab in order to save your life. All right, that's nothing but the Babylonian spirit here in Babylon. Okay, so we're gonna play I'm gonna play a clip and just go through the scriptures. All right. So this was from ABC News. It says new federal rule to require businesses with 100+ employees mandate vaccinations. All right. So once again, this is that new Babylonian wine. All right. This is what's being put out there. And it follows up and says, Biden will also order all federal workers be vaccinated. All right. Now we speak about the Great Divide, and when you listen to this interview with Joe Biden, you're gonna clearly see how that Great Divide is playing out. But I believe it's gonna be a couple minutes, but just listen and bear with me. We'll hit some scriptures and we'll close it out. All right.
Third, you wonder how.
This is an ABC News special report. Now reporting, David Muir.
Good afternoon, and we're coming on the air at this hour because President Biden is expected to unveil his strategy for this next chapter in this fight against the COVID surge sweeping across the U.S. The Delta variant now killing more than 1,000 Americans every day. The president will be revealing his 6-point plan from the White House, focusing, we believe, on increasing vaccinations, a talk of boosters, of course, schools, and the economy. He's expected to sign an executive order requiring the majority of federal employees in this country and government contractors to be vaccinated now without that option of testing, meaning vaccines. They need the vaccination in order to work, federal workers. And companies with 100 or more employees, it's believed, will also have to ensure that workers are vaccinated or tested weekly. All of this comes as the U.S. now averages more than 140,000 new COVID cases a day. And we've been reporting on this number here. More than 1 in 4 new cases involves children, just as millions now head back to school. The surge in this country pushing hospitals to the brink, more than 101,000 patients hospitalized, almost all of them, authorities pointing out, unvaccinated. We have reported in the last 24 hours here some medical facilities at the brink in Idaho, now rationing health care. Here's the president.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. I want to talk to you about where we are in the battle against COVID-19, the progress we've made, and the work we have left to do. And it starts with understanding this. Even as the Delta variant COVID-19 has been hitting this country hard, we have the tools to combat the virus. If we can come together as a country and use those tools. If we raise our vaccination rate, protect ourselves and others with masking, expanded testing, and identify people who are infected, we can and we will turn the tide on COVID-19. It'll take a lot of hard work. It's going to take some time. Many of us are frustrated with the nearly 80 million Americans who are still not vaccinated, even though the vaccine is safe, effective, and free. You might be confused about what is true and what is false about COVID-19. So before I outline the new steps to fight COVID-19 that I'm going to be announcing tonight, let me give you some clear information about where we stand. First, we've made considerable progress in battling COVID-19. When I became president, about 2 million Americans were fully vaccinated. Today, over 175 million Americans have that protection. Before I took office, we hadn't ordered enough vaccine for every American. Just weeks in office, we did. The week before I took office on January 20th of this year, over 25,000 Americans died that week from COVID-19. Last week, that grim weekly toll was down 70%. And in 3 months before I took office, our economy was faltering, creating just 50,000 jobs a month. We're now averaging 700,000 new jobs a month in the past 3 months. This progress is real. But while America is much better shape than it was 7 months ago when I took office, I need to tell you a second fact. We're in the tough stretch, and it could last for a while. Highly contagious Delta variant that I began to warn America about back in July spread late summer like it did in other countries before us. While the vaccines provide strong protection for the vaccinated, we read about and hear about and we see the stories of hospitalized people on their deathbeds among the unvaccinated over the past few weeks. This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. And it's caused by the fact that despite America having...
All right, so I'm going to end it there. And it says, the point he made was, the unvaccinated. This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. And once again, that's just that great divide. You keep drilling it in people's heads, you drill it in their head, they're going to start understanding and feeling a certain way. Okay? And this is all strategically set up and designed to be that way. What a lot of people fail to realize is Joe Biden, he's just a puppet. You got all these people up in arms about what Joe Biden's doing. Joe's just taking orders, just like any other president. They take orders, man. So you people are foolish in every sense of the way. All right. But let me go here. This is Sirach 5:15. One will say, why are you bringing this up? Why you, listen, we are prophets, man. All right. Sirach 5:15 says, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. All right. And this is what prophets do. They bring out information right across the board, small matters and great matters. All right. We are to leave no stone unturned, but on top of that, we ought to give you that warning, regardless of what nation you're from. The Lord said, come ye nations to hear and hearken. All right. So there's going to be no excuse that nobody, can say, oh, I didn't know it. Regardless of what nationality you heard the word of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Jai. All right. And those who use this word are going to be judged by this word outside of the nation of Israel. Okay. Jeremiah 28:8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. All right. And this is exactly what we're doing these last days, man. Prophesying against every possible thing that can be conceived on this planet, man. Whether it be a small matter, a great matter, evil, war, pestilence, great kingdoms, small kingdoms. Okay? So this is what we do here at Great Millstone from the head apostles on down. And you're always going to be edified, and you're always going to have, something to examine, if you will. Unlike these other groups, there's nobody out there, man. There's nobody out there pushing this word. Nobody. Okay, so from there, let's get into it. This is Mark chapter 13 and 20. And it says, except that the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. All right, we've been bringing this out a lot, man, because this is exactly what's going down. All right. You heard, Sleepy Joe. He said, that this is going to last for a very long time. And he's making all these arrangements and all these mandates, but these mandates are precipitated by the Delta variant. Okay? And this is going to show you how, as each variant comes about, there's going to be more draconian law, put forth. Okay? And it says, but for the elect's sake, whom he has chosen, he has shortened the days. All right? So it's crystal clear, man. For the elect's sake, whom the Lord has chosen, is the reason why he's going to shorten these days. All right? But you best believe what's happening right now with these mandates are solely based off of the Delta variant. All right? Now, there is talk about the Lambda variant, the Mu variant. These are all variants of high concern. Okay, so once that's put into place, now when you listen to that article, a few more, David Muir, I think he said that the federal workers aren't going to be given an option to either test as opposed to getting vaccinated. That shit's off the table. And that shit's going to go right down to the local, local peanut shop and your local paint stores and what have you. Okay? So we're coming into some grave times right now. And we're going to keep telling you this, and we're going to keep warning you people about this. Now, we have the hope for the elect. Our job is to come out and tell you and warn you. That's our job. All right? We're not going to sit there and put our work of Yahweh Shem Yahushai on the back burner to try to get our lives in order and try to figure out how we're going to maneuver in Esau's kingdom. And I believe a lot of men are doing that. They're trying to figure out how they're going to maneuver here in Esau's kingdom. Right? Well, the hope for the elect, okay, whom the Lord has chosen, we're going to go with the Spirit. We're going to go with the Spirit. We're going to do exactly what the Spirit tells us to do. Not worrying about, if we're going to get fed or have shelter or have, have the necessities. We're truly not worried about that. Unlike some people and some teachers out there, All right, from there, let's go here. Isaiah 10:1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. All right, and what you're seeing right now with all these new variants popping up, you're going to start to see a whole hell of a lot of unrighteous decrees. You see? And I said earlier, it's not about Joe Biden, man. Joe Biden just the old heifer who just was put in place to be that fall guy, to be the man who's going to usher in the disruption of the American way. All right? There's always, the Lord is a perfect balance, man. The Lord is perfect in everything he does, and balance is key. You can't have left without the right. You can't have up without the down. All right? So with that being said, you're going to start to see the uprising of the people against one another. It's written in the Apocrypha. I believe it's 2nd Ezra chapter 6, I believe it is, when it speaks about in chapter 15, a couple different chapters, that there's going to be a man's going to have no pity upon his neighbor. Men are going to fight friends like enemies. All right? And these are the times that we're coming into, man. This is the shit that's going to be going down. You can't even have a common cold anymore without people looking at you sideways, man. Going to a store, a restaurant, and sneeze a couple times. They very well may ask you to leave the joint. All right? Why? Because the unrighteous decrees that they're now putting forth and the mandates they're now setting forth for the people. You know? And as I stated, we are the hope for the elect. We're not worried about it. But being prophets of the Lord, we have a job to do. And we tell you about these things. Okay? This is Isaiah 21:2. It says, a grievous vision is declared unto me. The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously. All right? How much more treacherous can this man be? Well, you're about to find out. All right? The horn's about to be shown. The venom is about to be squirted. As it has already begun. Okay? And he's going to do everything he damn well pleases concerning this pandemic, concerning these mandates, concerning anything that, comes down the pipe. The treacherous deal is going to deal treacherously, and the spoiler is going to spoil. That's Esau, man. Just when you think you're coming around the corner with some, with some ease, here he comes again. Here the devil comes again with a draconian, decree. And all in all, looking back at the Georgia Guidestones, listening to, Billy Gates of Hell's fucking TED Talk, all right, listening to Fauci, all these guys. Now, I'm not bringing any medical. There's no medical proof right now. This ain't about a medical, if you will, a medical theory, if you will. But this is just what's being known, what's being put out there. Right? Grievousness. When a man has to worry about losing his jobs or his livelihood because of something he feels not right, that's draconian, man. Let me get this Isaiah 8, and I'll start at 25, right to the point here. It says, through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. All right? And what are his policies right now? His policies are nothing but pure wickedness. We played a clip last lesson about, over in Hawaii, where people were going to be forced to make a decision. The grown man was crying like a little baby boy, man. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. You people out there, you think you're safe. You're trying to get comfortable, even though you went out and took the double dose. All right? Dr. Fauci said this. He said, the new norm is going to be 3 shots. That's going to be the new norm. So when you plan on getting your booster, plan on getting 3 of them. That's the new norm. All right? All right, so let me go back to the clip a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
Unprecedented and successful vaccination program. Despite the fact that for almost 5 months, free vaccines have been available in 80,000 different locations, we still have nearly 80 million Americans who have failed to get the shot. And to make matters worse, there are elected officials actively working to undermine the fight against COVID-19. Instead of encouraging people to get vaccinated and mask up, they're ordering mobile morgues for the unvaccinated dying from COVID in their communities. This is totally unacceptable.
Right? So he keeps pushing the unvaccinated. Well, it's been proven that regardless if you received your full vaccination status, people of full vaccination status are still getting COVID. All right? This is how deceptive these devils are, man. This is how deceptive they are. You know, and he's trying to drill into the minds of the people, unvaccinated. You are going to be singled out. Okay? You're going to be pointed out. You're going to be ostracized to the point where you're not going to be able to do anything. But this is beautiful because we warned you, we told you, we've been telling you through the years, from the head apostles on down through the Spirit, that these times are coming, these crucial days are coming upon us, and nobody listened. And now it's too late. Watch it unfold. All right? So I'm going to end it right there. Lord willing, I'll see you brothers in another show. And until then, I say shalom.